All right, let's add a Mindbody appointment booking widget to your Squarespace website. To accomplish that, you're going to want two tabs open on your website. You're going to want your Mindbody branded web account. That's at brandedweb.mindbodyonline.com. You can go directly there. It may or may not be the same login credentials you have for your core software, but once you get logged in, your screen should look something like this with widgets, links, and site settings and your business name up at the top. You also want your Squarespace website open, so go ahead and open that up in a different tab. All right, let's prepare our website first for the appointment widget to be added. So we're going to go website pages. We're going to create a new page, or maybe you already have a page, existing page started, but for this demo, I'm just going to create a new page. So I'm going to hit the plus sign next to main navigation, and I'm going to create a blank page. And I'm going to name it appointments. All right, there's our blank page. We're going to click edit into the page, and then you could add a section for a banner, a section for policies, instructions, whatever else you wanted. In this case, I'm just going to add a blank section and get it ready for the actual widget itself. So we're going to then add a block. We're going to choose a code block. Scroll down, code block. So now we have the code block ready. So you can decide how big you want this appointment widget to be on your site and just make the code block stretch that length. So for this demo, I'm going to make it full width. You might want it to be like a half page, half width with some text over here. You could have some different options there. But for this one, I'm just going to make that block full width on the page. And then I'm going to click edit into that code block, and I'm just going to get rid of that hello world, that placeholder. So now we are ready to add the code that's going to be our appointment booking widget. So let's go get that code. To do that, we're going to head over to our branded web account under the widgets tab, and we're going to click create new widget. And the very first one that pops up is the appointment widget. We're going to select that. It's going to load an appointment widget for us with our brand colors. If we had those set by site settings, we can override them here as well. The first thing I would suggest doing is click edit up at the top and rename that widget so that your branded web account doesn't get just completely messy. So we are going to name this 2025. You can name it whatever you want, different name. So now it's easier to find it if we need to in the future. All right, so we can see we have both our locations here in this widget, and we have both our personal training and our court rentals. Let's go through some of the options we have to customize this for our website. So you can obviously change the color scheme. So if we wanted these buttons to not be black and white, we could choose a different color here. Oops. We'll make this one pink. You could also, if you have the hex codes from your brand designer, you could type those right in. So we're going to make this one pink and black. How about that? All right, content. If you click the content tab, that's where you have the most options for this appointment widget. So this book your appointment, you can, change the text on that, choose your session, whatever you want that to say. If you click edit appointment contents, you can filter out what you want to show and what you don't want to show on this widget. So in this case for services, we have all locations. You saw both of those locations, but say that we're just going to put this on our Clubville page. So we could just say this is only going to be Clubville. And then appointment types, we have all services, but say we wanted only to show personal training. So we could select those. And then providers is another one. So you could choose that you could just filter it down to different staff members, but we'll go all providers there. So now this whole widget has changed to be just Clubville location with personal training appointments only. So if we click apply, we'll see there's personal training and the little filter to do the locations has disappeared. So in that case, I'm now going to go up and edit this title because now I've changed my mind and it's not going to be all appointments. It's just going to be Clubville personal training. So we can stay organized there. Okay, so personal training at Clubville. Great. We've got that. The appointment contents filtered out. We've changed the text to choose your session and we have our brand colors in there. Okay, so then some other options that you have. It's nice that they've kind of given us these options here. So service durations, you can see that this is 60-minute. We can hide it if, like in this case, the 60 minutes in the title of it. So it looks a little repetitive to show it both, but you can choose to hide it or keep it. This was a great addition because we were having problems with, say you have a 60-minute massage session, but you internally book the duration out for 75 minutes. So you have time in between clients. That was kind of confusing there. So you have the option to show or hide that. You can also, for the practitioners, you can show or hide gender filters. If you want to hide the name of the staff or just keep it as any staff, you can have some options there as well. And then this initial category view, pictures, initial category view, expand first category. That is not super applicable here because we only have one category, but here's an example of that. So this would be one that has a lot of categories. So if I wanted this first category to be expanded by default like that, so whether you have that expanded category and then you have all the other categories here, you have that option. Not a great option if, like in this case, there's a bunch of different services because people have to scroll past all those body treatments to even see that there are other things on there. But it just depends on what appointment types you have on this particular widget, whether you want to keep the categories collapsed or not. And you can see on this one, it's not even giving me the option because it's only one category anyway. Okay, but let's say that we like that. That's going to be our widget. We will then click Save and Deploy. And then this is the code. We're going to copy that code. You can also copy it like this, but if you click copy, it'll go to your keyboard. And then we're going to go over to your Squarespace website. And we've got that code block just waiting for us. So we're going to click into that code block and we're going to paste the widget code. Again, you don't need to know what that code does or what it's, do anything with it. You just want to paste it exactly as is. And then just to note, your Squarespace site does need to be in a core plan or higher, or one of the plans that allows you to use code blocks on your site. So you might need to upgrade your site. This is going to let me do it because it's in a trial subscription right now, but you do need to have a Squarespace plan that does allow for code blocks. Okay, so we've pasted that into the code block and we're going to hit save. And we're going to hit exit. And there we have it. There is our booking widget and it'll work. Anytime you add more availability for any of your providers, it's going to automatically show up on the website. And you can see hopefully how you can create different versions of this appointment widget based on different pages that you might want to put appointment booking. So you could have more than one. You can have as many different widgets as you want in your branded web account, or at least I haven't ever run up against a limit where you have too many. So you can see this account has a ton of appointment widgets in it, and they might be all filtered in different ways. All right, well, hopefully that answered your question on how to put the new Squarespace or new Mindbody appointment widget on your Squarespace website. If you've got more questions about using these widgets or other widgets that you can use, stay tuned. There's more videos coming, and we're going to go through all the different things you can do in this Squarespace with Mindbody series.